Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It feels kind of weird to be back in the studio as I haven't really filmed a video in the studio or even out in the field in probably like 3 weeks. We had a bit of a video catalog built up and I was just filming in my bedroom for the time being. So it feels good to be back in the studio, kind of with a more professional setup, as before I was just filming on my phone. With all that being said, I hope you guys are being safe during COVID-19. I sadly haven't been taking as many photos as I would like to, but with the weather getting warmer, I can kind of get out and skate more and explore the city, you know, even though pretty much everywhere in the state is on lockdown. So with that being said, I hope you guys are staying home and staying safe. In today's video, we're going over the first impressions of a camera that I have wanted basically since I had started shooting film. It was basically the Magna Carta or magnum opus of all film cameras for me. And obviously we're talking about the Mamiya 7. The Mamiya 7 shoots 6x7 negatives, which is 10 shots in 120 film a roll. 6x7 is my favorite aspect ratio. It's slightly more wide than it is tall, which gives it a more cinematic feel, say 6x6 or square format. With it being 6x7, the amount of data in each negative is unreal. You can crop the photo in a significant amount, having more data than 35mm or even say 645, which gives you a lot of freedom with composition in post, which is really interesting. It's something that I'd never really done with 35, as 35 there's not as much data to work with. Whereas 6x7 you can crop a good amount of it out and there's still a really large and sharp image. The Mamiya 7 is also a rangefinder camera. That is, you don't actually look through the lens when you're shooting. There's an additional viewfinder where you can pose and focus. Now initially my first couple of rolls, getting used to the rangefinder has been kind of difficult. I'd always shot SLR 35mm film cameras and then switched to Mamiya 645 for medium format. So rangefinders are still something that are kind of foreign to me. That being said, I think it's something I just have to shoot with more and get more used to as I shoot. Another interesting point of the camera is it uses leaf shutter lenses. This means the shutter is not actually in the camera body itself, but in the lens, which ultimately makes the shutters quieter, but the lens is more expensive. Additionally, when you're switching lenses in the field with film loaded in, you need to make sure the curtain is closed completely, so when you take the lens off, you don't actually expose the film. There's a little lever and knob on the bottom that release and pull over the curtain. So with kind of the state of the world right now and everyone on lockdown, I actually haven't been able to shoot this camera all that much. I put I think 4 or 5 rolls through it the last, let's say 2 months I've had it. I have an additional 4 rolls that I've shot since then, but don't really have a means of getting it developed right now. I had shot some random stuff here or there with it, mostly landscape stuff, and don't really have a ton of footage of it. But I did manage to film a little bit of a studio session that we actually shot here in this studio with one of my friends, Kenny. And using the Mamiya 7 for kind of a more portrait session was interesting because I understand it's not really its strong suit, but given what I had to work with, I think the shots came out actually pretty great. There's a total of 6 lenses for the Mamiya 7. I currently only have a 65mm, which equates to about a 30 or 35mm and 35mm. I'm really eyeing the 80mm lens, as it's more of a portrait lens more than the 65, as it has a minimum focusing distance of 3 feet. So ultimately I'm really stoked on the Mamiya 7. I'm really excited to take it out and kind of travel with it. As it is, I feel like the perfect 6x7 traveling camera with its compact form. Making the leap from 35mm to 645 was crazy, and I feel the same, if not more of a leap from 645 to 6x7. The amount of data in images and the sharpness of the lens on the Mamiya 7 have honestly blown me away. I was initially kind of questioning you know, if the price was justified for it, as these are pretty steep. But after using it, seeing its build, using it in hand, and seeing the sharpness in the images, it's apparent why this camera is definitely sought after, especially for traveling landscapes. The form factor is wonderful and honestly really satisfying. I find the camera just to be honestly really fun to shoot in general. You can put it on aperture priority and just kind of shoot away not thinking much, or you can control the camera a lot more and manipulate it to how you see fit. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to bring some more kind of film vlogs, walking around, shooting the camera, showing you images I'm making in real time. But obviously with everything going on, that's kind of on hold. With that being said, still look forward to other camera reviews. I have a lot of old footage and old photos that I'm using to create some other reviews and some other fun and interesting content to bring you guys during this weird time. So with that being said, let me guys know what you guys think of the camera and of the images in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And I think that's it. Peace out, stay safe.